What makes a great enduro rider?
Wow, a good mix. You can do pasta and sauce in many ways. You know, you start with the same ingredients, but the way you cook them, it actually makes a difference from a good plate of pasta to a decent or bad. Enduro riders, to me, needs to do the same.
When your goal is to find arguably the world's best mountain biker, you need to throw them against any and all types of terrain planet Earth has to offer.
The trails are pretty rad. Dry, dusty, blown out. It reminds me of California a bit. Fun mud, some rocks and some roots. Maybe some lip access, some pedaling, sketchy line. Big Alps riding, big descent. Super raw, high altitude. From flowy to rocky. The trail will just kind of challenge you on all levels.
If you were familiar with the trail types here in La Thuile before today, consider yourself a member of an exclusive club.
4 words to describe La Thuile. So far,
Raw.
High, maestosa.
Great.
Perfect. Technical.
steep mountain biking,
I don't know about the last one.
Cool trails,
Verde.
tough.
cold.
Effing cold. It's like Mount Everest out there.
360-degree postcard views, sunshine warming the peaks. Ideal racing conditions, right? Not so much. This is what the athletes of the EWS were supposed to experience here under the shadow of Mount Blanc. Summer in the Italian Alps. Like a cheerful pessimist or a definite maybe is apparently a total oxymoron.
It was hailing on me.
Guys, it's 0 degrees. Actually, with wind chill, I think I worked it out, it's like -15 at the top. We're not cancelling that stage. You're just gonna have to take a jacket. For me, that's uncomfortable. It's not dangerous. It's just mountain weather. Deal with it.
3, 2, 1,
I'm healthy, have fun, most of all, just keeping it light. Like here in Italy, like the tracks are so rad.
Brutal. It was like riding blind the first 5 minutes. I had no idea where I was going.
I'm fired up for this first stage. It's gonna be cool. I expect to go way up in the clouds and get cold and then ride some Fantasyland mountain bike trails. It's gonna be awesome. That was interesting. I got that out of the way. That was hard. Now the fun stages start.
Changed my gloves, dry gloves, always handy. And some dry socks that are now wet anyway because my shoes are still wet. All good.
I don't ride in the rain a lot, but I'm gonna do my best, have fun, get through the weekend.
Long, steep, and in places unexpectedly loamy. La Thuile might have been somewhat anonymous before, but that is certainly no longer the case. Despite the wind, the cold, and the hail, or maybe because of them, after day one, the consensus is unanimous. This is indeed proper mountain biking.
Go second in the stage. He goes second in the stage.
That was a hellish hard start to the day.
Despite the sausage fest on the starting line, mountain biking has always been egalitarian. Every discipline of the sport supports a healthy women's class, including the Enduro World Series.
It's pretty cool and challenging, especially when we have time transfer stages and we have the same amount of time that the guys have. And we also do the same downhill stuff, so there's no difference in men or women tracks. So yeah, kind of challenging.
That epic rivalry with the women has been between Anne-Caroline Chausson and Tracy Mosley. Between the two of them, they've had a lock on the first and second steps of the podium so far this season, with Mosley holding an ever so slight upper hand. While the battle for the third spot on the women's podium has not been so clear-cut, it has been fought over with equal vigor.
Also in the women's, it's so tough out there. You know, Tracy and Caro, Cecile, they're riding so well. They're so fast. You're a couple of % less in one weekend, you know, we're outside the top 10 as well. And we all want to win. We're just really competitive, just like the guys. Maybe even more, we're women.
Tracy Mosley, 20 seconds up on Anne-Caroline. Anne-Caroline, 10 seconds ahead of Ravenel.
Not every weekend is going to be the same. Every weekend is going to be totally different. So as an all-around mountain biker, you just have to work on all those skills and learn those skills. For me, it's like a new thing again, so I really have to work on it to get faster on that kind of stuff.
EWS's, our practice is pretty limited, and we have the whole energy management thing. So we get limited practice runs. Most of the time, it seems like 2 is the general number we get on each stage. So GoPro footage is vital. You use it to learn the tracks, maybe find different lines, or maybe some sections you're struggling with, and kind of get to know like where you are, because you know you don't get much time on the tracks. This is the very, very top. Lots of shell, very different. Kind of a sketchy moment right here. The wind's really, really strong. So further down, we're right here. I wanted to stay high left, and this is like a flat left-hand turn to like an uphill. And then go time tomorrow. Hopefully I know where I'm going.
Ride fast and take chances. If you're outside the podium and looking to move up, the second day of racing here in Italy is the time to do exactly that.
20 seconds to go.
Day 2, Italy. Track looks pretty dialed. Got a little bit of moisture, so good traction. A little tired from yesterday, but everyone feels that way. Oh yeah! Just like California! We'll take 2 lifts, and then at the top of the second lift, 4 stages, 1 and 4, we got another proper climb. It's roughly 45 minutes maybe. I'm happy with the way I attacked it. I rode it just as fast as yesterday, and the conditions were way worse, so that's really good for me, especially in the mud.
EWS in particular, it's pretty funny how the people call it, you know, old man's downhill. If you rode stage 1 here, you know, or any of the stages at Valois, you'd have a totally different perception of what enduro is. It's tough, it's brutal, it's gnarly, it's physical, and so hard to keep it together for a full weekend.
There was a lot of talk about the temperature in La Thuile, and the cold hard facts on the Enduro World Series are these. The level has risen. An effort good enough for a top 10 last year, this year leaves one wanting.
I had to fight my way back today. Yesterday I rode pretty crappy on stages 2 and 3.
When you measure success by results on a leaderboard, it can be a hard concept to get your head around.
No excuses. Level competition here is really high.
Despite being faster, despite being stronger and more experienced, the competition is too.